Hello, and welcome to the Bow Leadership Group podcast, episode 16, where we're going to talk about Rolls-Royce. That's why we have a Tiffany blue Rolls-Royce convertible at the Concours d'Elegance. I'm wearing this shirt because I wanted to wear something kind of pink. And my wife, who actually bought this shirt for me when she worked at Adidas at the Adidas store, told me that this is not actually a pink shirt. It is a purple and gray shirt. And then I tried to get her to talk colorways, and because she is amazing how she can talk about all the different details. And she said it's orchid and gray. And she told me it was a sublimated print, but that's not anything to do with Rolls-Royce. Let's get into Rolls-Royce. And what is the deal with the Rolls-Royce? How did they transform 40,000 people into double profits? And how can you similarly transform your organization and make your brand epic, stellar, and iconic with great leadership? That's how. When talking about Rolls-Royce, we're talking about a company that builds cars so fancy they come with umbrellas in the doors. You don't even get wet in a downpour. Take that, weather. Anyway, welcome to the Bow Leadership Group podcast. I'm your host, Bob Beaulaurier, and today we're peeling back the hood, or shall I say, lifting the bonnet on Rolls-Royce's epic turnaround to see what makes their engine purr. Success leaves clues, my leadership friends, and Rolls-Royce is dropping them like a trail of caviar. Picture this. You're cruising in a Rolls-Royce handcrafted by artisans who probably whisper sweet nothings to the leather. That magic carpet ride suspension, it's so smooth you'd think you're floating on a cloud. You've customized the wood, the paint, even the dashboard and monogram. And that spirit of ecstasy hood ornament, it's not just a car, it's your personal brand screaming, I've made it, like Oprah. If this podcast moves you and you're thinking, Bob, you deserve a Rolls-Royce, I really do like that boat tail one, the midnight blue. Anyway, Rolls-Royce's blue is, according to Beyonce and Rolls-Royce, a blue so layered it changes with the light like the sea itself. We can talk offline if you're gifting me one. Rolls-Royce isn't just about cars that cost more than my house. They're aerospace engines too. They powered the plane I took to see Monet's gardens outside of Paris. Monet's gardens are now gorgeous again, by the way, there. And that's Monet's garden. We just were there on a perfect day after the perfect revitalization of the Monet gardens. And it was very memorable, and I highly recommend it. By the way, they did a fresh $23 million glow up of the Monet Gardens, and you can check the Wall Street Journal today, July 29th, 2025, for the full story on that. Boeing's making headlines too. Might rev up a podcast on that soon because they use Rolls-Royce on Boeing airplanes, so, like the Dreamliner 787, which is an airplane I got to do some international research for. Boeing, long time ago, because I was doing that a long time ago because I'm old. Anyway, my Uncle Bob, who is an engineer, he's telling me from the grave to make sure that you know that his company, General Electric, where he was an engineer for his entire career, makes motors for the Dreamliner too. Anyway, I hope his family still has some of that GE stock because that has been doing fantastic lately too. But here's the real horsepower, Rolls-Royce CEO Tufan. I'm going to call him Tufan from now on because I cannot say his last name as well as I should. He took the company on what he called a burning platform in 2023 and doubled its profits in under 2 years with 40,000 employees. That's no small feat, right? Imagine 40,000 people showing up for your backyard barbecue, all unfocused, no purpose, no vibe. You'd run out of burgers and patience. I used to tell marketing managers, you say, only 10,000 customers? Picture them all in your house demanding coleslaw at your barbecue. Same deal with Rolls-Royce. 40,000 people, one iconic brand, billions of eyes watching. Tufan's secret? Focus, purpose, and alignment. It's like tuning a V12 Merlin engine, the same one that powered the P-51 Mustang Tom Cruise flies in Top Gun Maverick. That plane, Tom's personal ride. The Rolls-Royce engines don't just move cars again, they connect people, protect people everywhere. In fact, that's their tagline. Protecting and connecting people everywhere. It's an exquisite tagline, right? like a perfectly grilled steak at that barbecue. Anyway, let's shift gears. Tufan's turnaround wasn't just a corporate oil change. It was a full rebuild. He kicked things off with a speech to 42,000 employees. We're on a burning platform, he said. No sugarcoating, no corporate jargon, just the truth. Sort of like Jerry Seinfeld walking into a diner and saying, this coffee's terrible and we're all drinking it. Anyway, transformation starts with honesty. Remember, honesty, folks. Romans 12:2 nails honesty. Be the transformed by the renewing of your mind. Tufan didn't just cut costs, he realigned the company. He didn't shuffle people. He raised the bar, hiring folks who believe in the extraordinary. Think about that for a moment. People who believe in the extraordinary. Because the people that don't, they bring the culture down. At my Maxwell leadership conferences, we talk about clear communications, leadership, equipping others, attitude, relationships. I've talked about it before. Tufan's all about the A, the attitude. He says mindset is everything and behavior creates performance. I'll say that again. Behavior creates performance. Here's a gem from a McKinsey interview that Tufan did. If you want to hear that, McKinsey is liking everyone to share it. But anyway, email me for the link. It's a must watch. Tufan says, you must continuously and constantly point out what good is. Man, that's genius. Consistently point out what good is. Again, leadership. It's a good thing as a parent, right? Point out what good is. Catch your kids doing something great, right? It's like telling your barbecue guests, hey, this is how you make a proper slider. Reinforce the good and performance follows. That's the concept Tufan uses. Reinforce the good and performance follows. And I've done some posting lately about research out of Harvard that suggests that talking about the negative with people, getting real with people and with the negative doesn't work. Talk about the good. Talk about what's good. How do you make your organization hum like a Rolls-Royce engine? Tufan's got 4 pillars and they're tight as a drum. I could do a parallel right now. Tight as a drum, I tell you. First, build leadership. Build a leadership team with guts. Not just smart, but courageous. Like Kramer, how he was bursting into a room with a wild idea. It's actually good ideas because you've got great people. Second, craft a strategy that's sharp and shared. Rolls-Royce got 500 people to shape their plan. So not all 40,000 people, but 500 is a pretty good size group. And you need it if you have an organization that's as vast as a Rolls-Royce. Again, they aren't just cars, they're aerospace and engines for jet planes. The 500 people to shape their plan. Why? When your team owns the playbook, they play harder. Tufan says, if you're not making choices, you don't have a strategy. So what's your no list this quarter? Makes me think of the word cohesion. Does your team have cohesion? Ask your team, how do we create cohesion to get our goals this year? Third, create a performance culture. Every week, Rolls-Royce's finance team checks all 17 strategic initiatives. If 5 are wobbling, they dive in. No excuses, just fixes. It's not toxic because it's motivating when everybody knows what winning looks like. Fourth, lead with intensity, pace, and clarity. Tufan's not there for a tidy desk. He doesn't want tidy desk awards. He says, tidy in business gets in the way. Make a difference, even if it's messy. Galatians 6:9 backs this up. Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Don't give up. Let's talk culture because, as I often say with my Maxwell friends, culture eats strategy for lunch. Rolls-Royce didn't need trust falls or team building kumbayas. They embedded 4 behaviors after the 4 pillars. The first behavior of the 4 core behaviors is put safety first. Second, do the right thing. 3, keep it simple. 4, make a difference. Sound familiar? We've heard a lot of those before, but I've said it before. People give to charities to make a difference, and your team wants to make a difference too. These behaviors aren't wall art. They're in every hire, every review, every decision. Ask your team, what's our culture? If they stutter, you've got work to do, right? Tufan's final zinger, he told his team, you're the best person in the world for your job. Act like it. Make a difference. That's not just a pep talk. It's a call to arms. Philippians 2:4 says, look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. Lead for the team. not just for the bottom line. Here's the deal. You don't need a Rolls-Royce budget to lead like this. You need a clear purpose, the guts to make tough calls, and nerve to step into uncharted territory. Tufan says, if you're nervous, you're in the right place because that's where transformation happens. And it's also what we hear in Psalm 23 and why Psalm 23 is so good. It agrees, God with you in the shadows where your cup runneth over. Don't just drool over Rolls-Royce story. Make like Grand Theft Auto and steal some of these ideas for your teams because a lot of these concepts can make any organization and the whole world, honestly, better. And the world needs leaders like you to do it. And thanks to the leaders at McKinsey and at Rolls-Royce for knowing the way and sharing the way so we can show the way too. Build your own turnaround, one bold move at a time. Need a roadmap? Head to bowleadershipgroup.com for your 30-day confidence plan, or just contact us to make a business plan so that you're a legend. And as always, empower your leadership and elevate your image with God in mind. Thanks for riding along today. Share this episode with your team and let's keep the engine running. Until next time, keep leading like you're behind the wheel of a Rolls-Royce, smooth, bold, and unforgettable. And thank you for making another leadership investment with me to make the world a better place. Let's reap an ROI on our leadership investment. Bless your week.